Cool. Welcome to Almost Live, a deep dive with a shallow host. Today I am joined by pianist extraordinaire Jaedon Daniel. How you doing, bro?
I'm solid, bro. What's happening?
Just enjoying a bit of a shaky stream, which is not what I want right now.
I dig your mug.
Thanks. I don't know how much is actually going out at the moment because I know
the almost strong coffee.
The almost strong coffee. No, my data is being okay. There we go. Okay, we're back on the screen. I'm hoping everything is going to go like all the rest have gone smoothly. But this is the first time that things have fucked out right in the beginning, and hopefully that's the only time it's gonna fuck out. So yeah, what's happening, Jaedon? Before we get started, I do want to let people know that we are doing this busker thing. It's in the hey, I got it first time. The busker thing in the corner there. Basically, I'm going to be splitting the money from any streams that I do here on the Almost Live show. It's gone down again. I'm going to keep talking though. Basically, splitting the money with guests here on Almost Live so that we can get a better connection, so that things don't go down midway through. I'm sorry, bro.
Who are you with? You Telkom?
No, I'm literally using MTN's data.
Ooh.
Like that's how I've been doing these. But tonight it's
show you live. If you don't know about bad data and connection, Telkom's the guys. They're gonna show you.
I've had them before and they were terrible.
Telkom boy. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to. Okay, we're just gonna keep going, bro. We can just keep talking and hopefully this all comes right. Let me just.
Oh, did the connection die completely?
It seems like it. I don't have the thing up at the moment, but thankfully we only had 2 people in at that time. A few more will join us.
Oh, yeah?
Shortly.
At least this gang.
I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Let me Okay, I'm going to see.
No, you let me know when you're good. No, are you sure it's on your side? It's not me, eh?
It might be both. How's your day tomorrow?
Yeah, doable, I guess.
Doable. Okay, I think, yeah, my computer has just been completely unresponsive. Nothing's really working here.
Issue with signal?
I think so. We might actually be live and I just don't know, and people are watching this like weird conversation going down right now, and I can't access the comments at the moment via cell phone. So we are going to actually postpone this until tomorrow. Sorry to anyone who can see us right now, has seen this very weird conversation between Jaedon and I. But yeah, the remix will be better. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Jaedon.
That's live, boy. This thing is live, fully functional.
What? Really?
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to actually postpone this tomorrow. Sorry to anyone who can see us right now. Okay, this is a weird conversation between Jaedon and I. This is called Almost Live. Okay, cool. We're going to actually do this thing. I'm going to try to get it back into the back end. I've closed that down. I'm using
handle your scandal, take 5 minutes. But shit is live, so you probably don't want to postpone.
We can just get talking then, and if I can get into the back end, I'll get into the back end. That's not a worry. Sorry for the delays to everyone who is watching this, but like I said, that is why you can support this by clicking the busker link over there, or you can hit the Patreon links below as well. Jaedon, you've been very busy at the moment. Wow, there is a lot of people there. There's actually been quite a few comments. I've just gotten into the back. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. Thank you for sticking with us. I can see everything that's going on ever. Cool. Governor Dwarika says this was the most boring interview ever. You can go fuck yourself, Governor. you can just straight up go and fuck yourself. Cool. Jaedon, you've been very busy at the moment. You released, what was the EP you released right at the beginning of this whole lockdown thing?
Yeah, that was Future Throwback.
Future Throwback. What was the vibe there? That was just at the beginning. I assume you probably had a lot of that done before the lockdown.
Oh man, that project was actually like 12 songs that we kind of I had to sit with it and like really decide like, okay, what do I want to do with this thing? What kind of songs are gonna help me do that? And I mean, like each feature that I had there on the project, each feature had like 2 or 3 songs to choose from. You know, I think it was only an aux cable who made it like twice on the project.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. So yeah, it was an important one for me because like I did an album and that was mainly instrumental, and it was just for me to just like show people Wagwan and what I'm doing and what I'm up to. But this one I kind of want to this one I wanted to like just kind of showcase a different side and like make music that's more accessible to everyone. And obviously coming from that whole like jazz school and hip hop school, I've always been very like particular with music and like sticking to genres, and that's what I didn't want to do with this project. I didn't want to stick to a genre. I just wanted to make the music that I want to listen to, have the features that I'd like to listen to, you know, and all of the features on the project, even the single before the drop with Demo Steez, like those are the people that I worked with last year, you know. I did stuff with Robin, aux cable, Charlie, with TC, with Kyle, all these guys. We worked throughout that year, you know. And so that was kind of just like a thing of, like I said, there was like 12 songs, so I had to break it down. I had to choose like, okay, this is a story.
Why not just put it out as an album though?
Well, firstly I did that like just not too long ago, and then bad things are not the same. Like people don't listen to albums the same, you know. It's not like back in the day like when I was a kid growing up and I wanted to listen to something, I'd vibe to Musica or Look and Listen or CNA, and I'll wait there. I'll have like my 120, 140, I'll wait there. I'll buy the album. I'll go home. I'll listen to the whole album. I'll have my favorites. People don't do that anymore because there's just so much music going around. So like songs get drowned in projects, you know. They really get drowned. Like songs that will be close to you, like your track 4s, your track 5s, if they're not slapping from the jump, don't worry about those ones. Interludes and skits, don't worry about those ones stuff. You know, people Fridays when there's new music, people just scroll through. They just like skip through your song. They just spend like years making like it's nothing. So I also wanted to make it more accessible and like packaged nicely, you know.
It's although that is quite a diverse range of sounds on it. It's like with the tracks you selected, you definitely tried to make sure that each song was quite different.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Was that not on purpose? Because like the flow of the album, you know, obviously it starts off, or the EP, it starts off, you know, quite bassy. It's got more of a trap vibe, and then things, you know, mellow out. They get a bit more tropical. They get a bit more chilled out, and then like it picks back up, you know.
Yeah, well, naturally you want that. Like you want your projects to have like a natural, organic narrative, like you just said, like you've picked up things on your own. So naturally, like I did want that, but it's not like I chose these features because I knew that that's what they're gonna do for me on the project. No, I think that just happened. Like we was just working, and that just happened, and that's why those songs got selected. Because
okay, that's actually what I wanted to ask was, how do you select your features? How do you actually like pick the people that you work with? Because it's quite a diverse range, you know. Even with the stuff you've released since then, the people have done different things, you know. Like it's, some of it's a bit harder, some of it's a little bit softer, some of it's, you know, a bit more jazzy, some of it's a bit more trappy. So how do you pick who you work with? And when that happens, how do you actually like work together? Do they come with a sound, or do you go, here's what I'm working with, and then they go, cool, let's work with that?
Oh yeah. No, I get into spaces. So a project for me, like EPs, singles, whatever, they come from spaces, they come from those times. And so even the album, the whole the game, that was a time. Like I've never done anything after that, my bad. I've never done anything like that stuff since then. And the next project.
The game was great.
Oh wait, shout out. But yeah, I when it comes to working on projects and working with people, I get into spaces. So like even the next EP that I'm working on for November, I've already started, and I'm in a new space. The sound is different. The people around me are different. The way I'm thinking about things are different. So I get into like little spaces. And even if you find like with Future Throwback, that was a space, but that was another time altogether. But the singles.
When did you make that? When were you actually like working on that with everyone? And I assume that was made more like together with people in the same room.
Yeah, like from last year. I started in January last year.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, we finished recording in like November. I tracklist whole of December, and yeah, I was kind of ready to drop from like Feb.
So why did you wait until now?
Because I didn't see the Panderos coming back. I didn't see that shit. You could have told me Corona that time. I'd be like, no. So, damn Panderos. Panderos got me. I wanted to release and have a whole rollout plan. I had a video in mind. Then there was going to be like a series of gigs. I was going to do a tour. So I was planning those things, and I was like, okay, once I got my shandy sorted, once I'm straight, then I'll drop, and then I'll run the whole year. My plan was to just run the whole year with that project. It just didn't work out.
Just off of that.
Yeah. No, stepping stones, next to the next to the next. But that was gonna be like 3 months. I was gonna perform that shit for 3 months, and then when this whole thing started, I was like, okay, must I just throw away this whole year's work, or must I, And I just thought, okay,
let's put it out.
Yeah, I don't want to sit with it and not be able to move on, because like I said, these things are times. They're moments in my life along my journey. These projects, so I didn't just want to.
You can't control the external circumstances. You can't really like you say, like this is the last year or so, and it sucks that when it came to putting it out there, that you couldn't do everything else that you wanted to do with it. But it's still going to, like, in a weird way, it's now, that EP for you. It's that EP that happened, during this time. It's for the rest of your life. You're always going to have that with you, knowing that in a weird way, there'll be some disappointment, and at the same time, it's a marker,
Yeah. Well, that was the other thing, is like, okay, this whole lockdown thing has started, and when it first started, I wasn't too sure what's the story. Like, are we gonna take it that seriously? Is it gonna be that serious for us? So I was like, hey, let me wait like the first week, and then I submitted it in the second week. But I was like, okay, it's weird to release music that that you're not gonna perform in the year of release. So I was like, okay,
sure.
This music was obviously written to, like, the first song with Charlie and Nature and Wade, like, I was planning to rage that song. That was supposed to be like a rager. There was this.
I can imagine that one at the club.
Yeah, there was gonna be like Money with Kyle. I wanted to make like a remix pack. I wanted to do a lot of that. So I kind of had to like change my thinking, and I was like, if I don't release, then I'm not gonna make anything more. I know that, and that's because that's how I work, So I was like, okay, let me just drop it and move on. It is what it is. It's not mine anymore.
And then, but since then, you've actually done quite a bit though. Like okay, well, let's first talk about the sample pack. I'm going to assume that the sample pack partially was just a cool thing to do, and partially was a little bit of a way to raise some funds.
Yeah, well, I always wanted to do it, a series of them, but now is the perfect time, I felt, because like, yeah, you need guaps.
And
I
how's the
can't
reception been?
money like until the end of the year. Nah, it's not gonna happen.
Um,
It's been really dope. Like people have been buying the shit and using it. I think that's the most important thing for me because this was my first time, so I wanted to check like, okay, how I was actually using it, how like what are producers using it for, how they're thinking with it. So not that it was experimental, because I also know the product that I want to give out, but also it was just kind of like a thing I'm working on feedback for the next one, you know. But
okay,
yeah,
so you got another one coming up soon.
yeah. The plan was to put it online at from the jump, but I just felt like I want people around me. I want like my friends and fellow peers to have it and use it. Instead of putting it online, and now that kind of cuts the South African market because like South African producers, we don't buy our shit, we don't do that stuff.
Bro,
We're
like,
gonna punish
bro,
yourself.
South African everything. It's like, it's funny because like Bandcamp Fridays in South Africa is, becoming a thing. People are starting to do it, but like a few years ago, like no one would have done that. It would have just been like SoundCloud and that's it. It's like you would be lucky to make any sort of money off of like online stuff. So it's really cool to see that like, yeah, like people are buying a sample pack because that stuff is torrented constantly. Like, the vibe. Like you literally know the vibe. So that's really cool. Do you think people are supporting it because it's you, or has it gone just beyond your immediate circles? Have you seen it? Have you seen how far it's traveled?
Yeah, to be honest, like a large portion of the people who bought it I didn't know before.
Okay,
So
that's
that was
awesome.
cool. Yeah, that was kind of cool that people were actually hitting me up, and a lot of my friends and stuff, people around were like sharing the pack on all wherever. So like people, the word is getting out, and people were hitting me up on some we like your stuff and whatever. How's the pack?
Has it
So
led to
and
some work for you?
say again.
Has it led to any work for you?
Yeah. A few projects. But yeah, the whole thing is just like when you downloading packs, you know there's thousands of other people that's downloading the same pack as you. So from the jump already, you're thinking like, okay, if I'm gonna use this thing, I have to come with my own shandy. So for me, this whole thing is just like, it's something original, and it's like I want people around me to use it, and I want like artists that I work with to use it, so that also a bit sneaky, but like also like my sound is creeping into the people around me. So like even if I'm not playing on your joint, you might have used my pack, and then so naturally with no hands, the sound is growing. You
So
know what I mean?
yeah, you want to be like Pharrell, like just have like your sound with Timberland, like back in the day, just like.
Yeah, I want people to. I want the sound to grow, but I want to do it in a way that's not like in your face. It's like, oh yeah, I made a sample pack. You check the pack out, see.
Okay. I know
But
this is a bit of a cuck one to ask, but what is your sound?
um, what is my sound about? Colors, variation.
Okay, what do you mean by colors? Like that's the show colors, or the like actual like
So I
red,
was
blue, green, orange?
saying, generally, so obviously, I came from like the hip hop school. I grew up on hip hop. Hip hop broke my heart. Then I studied jazz, so obviously came from that kind of soulful school. So like my music is always gonna include, because of my jazz background, my music will always include. That's when I say colors in terms of harmonies, tones, just like beautiful melodies, and that type of thing. Um, and yeah, I'm into a lot of sounds, so I think rhythmically my sound will always be doing this. I wouldn't ever stick to one sound. Like with this new project, I'm trying to channel a lot of how should I say, music that females would like to dance to. That's what kind of the new project is.
I think some women might take offense to being called females, but cool, I'm with you.
Well, it's in no way like.
I get you. I'm just saying, like, people prefer to be called woman, but it's all good.
You know, whatever it is, yeah. And like just so this, yeah, the next project it'll have like stuff that's more emotional and deeper than the previous, and it's gonna have like groovy stuff, dance music, you know, like Afrobeat vibes, R&B.
Okay, I'm keen to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I've been wondering, like, because you've been playing, like, you know, in the hip hop space for like a while, and I've been wondering, like, you know, what the next evolution of Jaedon will be. So is that going to be more of the vibe?
I'm gonna grow horns and my ears are we get a hand.
Wow, you took that in a completely different direction, but yeah.
I'm thinking like literally the involvement of Jaedon. It would be like another eye coming out. I love that. I know that's another question.
But okay, well, at the moment though, you have been like working with quite a few different people, and you've been working on quite a few different projects in this time. I assume they've been, you know, by correspondence essentially. How's that been? Like, have you been doing that? How's like the process been over the last few weeks? Because I assume the songs you've been putting out lately have been a bit more recent in terms of creation.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've just been working like the whole of lockdown since I dropped the tape. I even like stopped pushing it, like Future Throwback. I did the normal like media run, but then after that I kind of lost like the pluck to like really push it and stuff. So yeah, I've just been working on a like bunch of new things. Bob, repeat the question.
Basically, I was just saying, like, what have you been working like with? Well, not what have you been working on, but with the stuff you've been working on at the moment. I assume it's been recent creations. It hasn't been stuff you've been sitting on. And I also assume a lot of it's been by correspondence. So like you sending people beats and then sending you stuff back, right?
Yeah. So yeah. All new stuff. And again, just like trying to find the next space that I need to be in. But yeah, I'm networking a lot online because obviously everybody's putting out stuff. So like daily you can see a bunch of things that's, you know, and so I'm that guy. I'm the guy that's gonna message you, that's gonna hit you up and be like, hey, say I smoked away to this thing, yeah, I like your keys there or whatever, you know. On Insta, if you have a sponsored post, get out. I'm hitting you up for sure. If I like your stuff from sponsored posts, I look for the sponsored post people. Yeah, if like especially people overseas.
Why? Okay, like, please explain why.
Right, because if you're putting out a sponsored post, like you want more people to see that. You want people to see your stuff. So it means that you're down to work. So if you're dope, if you're a dope artist, if you're a dope creative, then like your sponsored posts are the ones, you know, because then it's like overseas, like random people can check your work and they already know that this guy is down to work because he's putting out sponsored posts.
He's spending money on his own stuff. You know? I get you. It's about investing in yourself essentially there.
And that's how I've networked most of the people that I've been working with. There's actually these two friends of mine that I made recently from America. One in Tennessee. We recently put out a project, the spoken word artist. She goes as Visionary. I don't know if you've checked it out.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, and then that was quite a dope collaborative project to work on. And she too, I saw one of her sponsored posts and I watched it again and it was like spoken word, poetry vibes. I was like, yo, this is an interesting vibe. So yeah, we just started chatting. We chatted about work and then that happened. And there's a few like that, you know, from like random countries all over the world. And especially now, I didn't really notice this back in the day, but like there's a lot of like, if you go and check the people who see your stories, like as an artist or creative, you see like spooks, but like people you'll never expect to like be watching you know, people all over the world.
I kind of I kind of put my accounts on private because there were too many like Russian accounts starting to see my stories, and I was like, what's going on here? So I put my personal accounts on private, but my almost perfect media people can go check out.
You're hiding from which Russian accounts? The OnlyFans. The OnlyFans.
Yeah, you know the vibe. So you've actually been finding a lot of people from around the world to work with.
Yeah, even though it's not the same not being there to work with the homie, but it's cool because it's also nice to get people, and you'll find the people that will respond to you, they're usually in similar parts as you, or similar positions in their career or whatever.
Okay, so they're willing to collab and they're a bit more open.
Yeah, well, look, this is the experiences I've had. And look, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm cooling off on my phone waiting for the sponsored post, hey, let me send you a beat. No, it's a little more mellow than that. But yeah, it's really cool because you learn so much. I've learned so much, man. I've learned so much about the sounds that I'm checking out for the next project. I've really been spending time on Afro beats, man, and I've been fortunate enough to work with other people who know a little more than I do about the sound, and I've learned from them. So that's what's really cool about working with and networking online on an international level.
Is that you actually get to tap into people who are really doing the things, instead of the byproducts of it, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. And everyone loves it now, bro. We South Africa, but Africa in general, you're gonna find in pop and in just charting music, everything's gonna start coming back here. Everything's gonna start to get a little more rhythmic, a little bit more percussive, a little more African in terms of.
I think it already has, but yeah.
We're the new sound. So also people, you find this all the time. We can do with jazzos, we can play the American jazz, that that heavy straight ahead swings. We can play that naturally because when I say we, I mean South Africans, because that's just it's in our culture, it's in our bones. They can't play African stuff, bro. Nobody out of Africa can play an African, and that's just the truth. Whether it's dance music, whether it's jazz, whether it's what else. So you're gonna find that people are gonna start coming back to Africa in general, especially South Africa. So
and you're gonna be making some Afrobeat music going forward.
Just for this next project is just it's a bit of a personal one for me, and yeah, I just want to make music that women can dance to, because that's just where I am right now. That's just where I am. That's what I do with this next project. Yeah.
That feels good to me. So thank you very much for your time, Jaedon. This has been such a cool chat. Thank you to everyone who has joined us. Thank you for all your comments and everything. It's been really fun. Where can people find you on social media if they want to get in contact with you, if they want to buy your sample pack or hit you up for collabs?
No, on Instagram, my handle is just my name. I think it's just Jaedon_Daniel_. And then Twitter the same. Facebook, as well, just my name. I don't have a hectic stage name. 031 Keys Master 95. It's just me. It's just Jaedon.
It's just me. It's just Jaedon Daniel. Thank you very much for your time. If you do want to support the show, there are links below, and you can do the thing over. I will never get that right first time. The busker thing. Thank you very much. We will see you again next week.
Shout out for having me, Bob. I really appreciate it.
Bro, always a pleasure. We'll be chatting many times more over the years. Later, bro.
Dylan, Hunt, and MX. Theirs was the coolest so far. My personal favorite. Yeah.
Cool. On that note, we are out.